Now, this is a very cool one-of-one custom. Alex from Watching Cut sent this over to me. This is a Millit Knives Torrent designed by TJ Schwartz, made in USA. Here is just a little bit about it. And let's put that off to the side. So Alex just got this knife in a trade. I believe it was a trade just recently, like a week ago. Well, you know, give or take. I had a Millit Knives a long time ago. I can't remember the name of it. Again, it was one that Jim Skelton did a video on, and I had to go buy. So if I can, it was before I had my channel. So if I find a link, if I can go back and figure out which one it was from Jim's videos, I'll put a link to Jim's video down below of the one I had, which my buddy has now. I sold it to him. It was cool, but not for me at the time. Anyway, that's a different story. Let's take a look at this guy. Let's zoom in because this has got some stuff to talk about. You can see it's a Damasteel blade. Titanium scales that are anodized in a bluish purple. It depends on how the light is hitting it. It's probably not even showing up well enough on camera to notice. But it's very, very cool. And then you flip around to the back side and you have a Damascus lock bar. Well, the whole lock side is a Damascus with a titanium clip that is anodized to match the Damascus as best you can, right? I mean, we get it. But they did a good job. And the pocket clip works really well. It is a flipper with a frame lock, as you saw before, but look at that gorgeous blade. Rose pattern Damasteel. Damasteel is cool. I personally like Damascus and Sandmai better than Damasteel for me as just my own preference. The Damasteels that I have seen often are super shiny. They're more of a mirror or a gloss type finish. I like more of a, and this one has a bit of a gloss finish also, but it is more muted. This Sandmai from TJ Fisher. So this is just more of my aesthetic than the Damasteel, but I understand it, and I have some Damasteel knives myself. So we zoom out here, you can see this is a little guy. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's on the small side, and it's a very thin scales, kind of in this dimension. So for me, it's small for my hand. I mean, I just gotta be honest. The jimping isn't super aggressive, but this isn't really a hard use knife. So I think I'm okay with that. It does have a steel lock bar insert, and I think that it does not act as an over travel stop, which is a little unusual. So an over travel stop basically keeps the lock bar from going too far past the lock side scale. Whereas this one, yes, you could, in a potential situation, you could bend this all the way out and damage the scale because there's no lock bar stabilizer or over travel stop. There's a couple different terms for it. It's not a deal breaker for me. A lot of knives do not have that. Like this TJ Fisher. It does not have that either. Most Medford knives do not have that. I mean, a lot of knives do not have that. So it's not a make or break anything. But this is a cool looking knife for sure. It's kind of futuristic looking, I guess you could say. I'll put the specs down below. Kind of try to keep this video kind of short. But yeah, it's done really nice. So it has a titanium side here with a liner with the cutouts. You can see the liner through the cutouts. That's an aesthetic thing, which looks cool. A flat piece or just a milled piece of titanium on this side might have looked better for me. But they do have the cutouts on this side also that you then see the blade, so it kind of matches. I almost would have preferred that they leave this open without the liner so that you could see the blade through on this side as well, and it would be more kind of skeletonized. The flipper tab is super tiny. It's very small. Here, and there's jimping here on the backside that you're never going to use because you can't possibly open it from that. So I don't know why there's jimping there. I would have liked a little bit more jimping on top. There's like one jimp, one line. But you can kind of slide off because it's very small. But it does seem to work most of the time for me. I haven't really slipped off yet, having handled this for a little bit. So it works great. Super light. It's 3.1 ounces. So it is light and works well in the pocket. Let's give you a couple of quick size comparisons before we let you go. Sharpie. Spydercodelica. Since we're talking Damasteel, since we're talking Damascus versus Damasteel, this gives you kind of an idea of them side by side. And if I kind of move them a little bit to give you a better look, the way the lighting is. And then also, since I have another Damasteel here also, the custom Hellraiser, let's put it. The clip on this guy is unique. So we'll do it backwards like this, but give you a look at these two different Damasteel patterns. So there are a lot of different patterns. I'm not even going to try to guess on how many different patterns there are, but I know there's at least 4 or 5 different typical patterns, and I'm sure there's even more than that. But that just gives you kind of an idea of, some differences. I think Damasteel is very cool. It's a powdered steel. I think I did a video a long time ago kind of explaining more what Damasteel was versus Damascus, and found some links. But if I find a link, I'll put it down in the description just in case you're interested in learning more about that. But all in all, this is a very cool knife. It's just not my style, which is okay. It may not be your style either. That's what makes the knife hobby so amazing, is there is something for everybody, much like in the watch world. This glow-in-the-dark G-Shock Square might not be for everybody, but I like it because it glows in the dark. And it glows in the dark and matches my Spydercodelica when it glows. So I had to have it. That's just me. You may not like this knife, but you can appreciate it. That's for me anyway. If I don't like it, I can still usually appreciate a knife because of what it is and the hobby that I'm in. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. And please go check out the full video on this Damasteel knife right there.